Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going over this huge wrecker. Well, almost a wrecker, it just needs the body on it, but the guys from Knowles are coming down. They're picking this truck up. We're gonna go over this entire build. There's some pretty cool surprises in this video, so follow along guys, you're gonna enjoy it. All right, so I'm gonna go over the shiny stuff that we did here in the shop, and then we're gonna go over and talk to the guys at Knowles and go over truck specs and like what this thing's turning into as far as a tow truck wrecker situation, because I couldn't tell you guys the particulars on that very good. But I can tell you about all the cool things that we've put on this truck, and I know that. So starting out with this thing, start in the front, like the first thing you notice is this gigantic herd bumper. I mean, it's pretty menacing looking, it's cool. Makes this truck look really tough. And then up here we did Dane Nelson bug shield. Works perfect, it goes with the colors on the truck with the blue fenders. And I'll show you the inside because we carried the blue theme on the inside as well, and on the outside with the lighting. The truck has front and rear breather lights, cabin sleeper panels, and we did these with 3 on a tall breather bar, and then on the back we did a tall breather bar with just a single watermelon light back here. It's got cabin sleeper panels. Those do not have lights in them, they're just stainless panels. We painted the door handles to match on this truck, and we did the watermelon mirror brackets on here. And then another one I totally forgot was we did our bolt-on visor and did 9 cab lights. So the truck came in, did not have any cab lights on it at all, and it had a factory visor, and we just swapped that one out. I'll show you when we do the interior, but on the inside we painted it white, and then we had Kyle Ford come down and he did some pinstriping inside. It's pretty cool. Then we did a 7-inch Lincoln exhaust kit on here. I think I mentioned we painted the door handles. Now it's getting a wrecker body, so we did not paint the rear sleeper vents, which we usually do, but being you won't see them, they opted to not paint the sleeper vents. But we did add 4 lights on each side as far as we could get them over here on the sleeper. This way, once that big tunnel box is on the truck, those lights will have a nice glow outwards. And you know, there's one other thing on this massive truck that's missing. I'll walk around here, show you this a little bit more. But if you'll notice, nowhere on this truck do you see a def tank. And we moved the def tank, but we did not put it under the hood. So putting a def tank under the hood like we usually do on these trucks is great, except if you're gonna be like in New York and putting def on it in the wintertime when it's cold and you gotta fill it up. It's probably not as much fun to have to drop the herd bumper, open up the hood, fill up def. So the customer wanted a way to be able to put more capacity in it and be easy to get to but not be in the way. So your batteries on this truck will be mounted in the tunnel box. That's why they're just sitting on a board back here, which we moved them back there. Originally the batteries are in this box, but now since we moved the batteries and we had all this space, this is where our def tank is. So I'll show you up under here. That's the top side of the def tank. There's your factory pump up here, and it's all, you know, plumbed and works exactly like the factory does. And essentially all you do is take this step off right here and you can fill it. I'm gonna take the step off real quick and then show you guys what that looks like. All right, got the step box off. And as you can see inside of here, here's our def tank. These are our brackets that kind of hold it from shifting side to side. Comes up like so. The way this is set up, they can actually even fit additional batteries in here if they wanted to, and pretty neat. And then, you know, the fill's easy to get to once you take this step box off, but it's a factory box, so it comes off real easy. And you're holding almost 28 gallons of DEF in this setup. If you look under here, here's how we made this work. Also trying to figure out a way a person could do this, and if they have to work on it, because they are machines and they do break. So with it's kind of dark, you can't tell it, but this is a cage that's holding the DEF tank in under here. And the cage is held in with studs. So we got a nut going up here, and there's a row of them this way and back down this way on this side that you can get to easily. And then there's a few on the inside that you could see earlier. And basically you just undo all of those deals, unplug your DEF lines from the pump up there. You'll have to move the air lines a little bit out of the way, but this entire cage will drop down and you'll be able to take the whole tank out. And probably do so in less than, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. I won't think it would take you much longer than that, but you can see where the studs are. But it's a pretty cool setup, and you can hold plenty of DEF, and it's completely hidden. Before we get to the inside of the truck, after showing you guys the DEF tank and everything, figure we'll go over the lights on this truck real quick, because I think they turned out pretty freaking cool. The front view of this truck, with the spacing of the watermelon lights and all those lights across that herd bumper and the 9 lights on the roof, I mean, this thing going down the road, looking at it in your rear view mirror, it looks pretty awesome. And it's kind of cool because the factory headlights and their corner markers kind of fit perfectly in line with the herd bumper, and it looks really sharp. Go over here to the back, show you the rear breathers, and we've got our glow rings, which those are the glow rings we sell on our website. These are in blue, and a single watermelon light on the rear, and then these are wired up to blue. It's a pretty cool deal. I think this thing's gonna look really awesome when it's got a whole body on it, which we'll talk to the guys at Null's here in a minute, and I'm suspecting it's probably gonna have a ton of lights down the wrecker body too. All right, so on the
Hey,
oh, Tommy,
hey, it's me. Here I am. I'm
hey,
actually.
will you show us the inside?
Yeah. So I'm in this video. I'm going to be talking to you guys about the interior of this truck. So just sitting here talking with our buddies from Knowles. So these guys are the ones who are actually going to put the wrecker body on this thing. This is a wrecker, right?
That's right. Yep. A 40-ton NRC slider.
So I've been corrected before when I call them tow trucks and wreckers. What technically is this one?
It depends who you ask. Some guys like them as tow trucks. Some guys like wreckers. Some guys don't like to be wreckers because they're not really wrecking stuff. They're cleaning up the mess.
So I feel like we're getting into pecans and pecans here.
Exactly.
It depends on what region of the country you're from, right?
That's right.
So it's like there's guys who call them tow trucks, and then there's guys who call them wreckers.
That's right.
Okay. Well, yep. What do you call it?
We like tow trucks, I'd say.
Tow trucks. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a tow truck. It's official. It's what we're calling it.
We're calling it.
There we go.
So all right. So in the interior of this, Mike and Belinda did an awesome job on this stitching. The two-tone stitching. So the white and the blue, was that like a customer preference?
Yeah. So the customer's colors are white and blue. The blue matches the exterior blue, and obviously the white matches the white.
Heck yeah. Yeah. There's all kinds of really, really, really cool stuff in here. I'm absorbing. So back of the visor's painted. So this custom pinstripe, he put the job he did on the Peterbilt logo is pretty impressive.
It's really good.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of people do like pinstripe a Peterbilt logo in, like the pinstriping is one thing, right? But like to actually take a shape and then paint it in, that's the Peterbilt logo. It's really, really nice. There's a saying on the back of the visor. Is this the truck's name, or is that just something he wanted to put in there?
No, that's just what the customer wanted on there. He wanted cleanest hooker in town. So
on the back of the visor it says cleanest hooker in town. That's
it's unique.
That's a good one. I didn't know if that was going to be the truck's name or if that was just going to be like I don't know. That's like the motto behind the truck, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Yeah.
John keeps his truck clean, and So yeah, that's what he wanted.
All right. So, Brian, what else should we talk about on the interior? What else? What else am I missing? We got the interior pieces, super pretty. We've done some painting in the overhead. Got it all, everything to black.
That's that's all. I mean, it's simple as all we did. It's clean, nice looking.
Yeah, it's clean, it's simple, but
The cleanest hooker in town.
it's especially on the inside of it. That's where it's really important, right? Yep. So we're outside the truck here. The specs of this thing, that in order to build a tow truck, not a wrecker, a tow truck, you have to have some pretty heavy specs into a truck. So just starting out, lots of power, right?
Yeah, this one's a 605 Cummins 2050 torque, 18-speed transmission. Riding on a 20,000-pound front axle, dual steering boxes.
Big floater tires.
Yeah.
You got to have the 315s. And then, yeah, the 20,000-pound front axle. It's setting up pretty high. So I've noticed it's got this big, huge herd bumper on the front of it. Where's this guy based out of?
So this company's out of Clinton, New York. They run the big roads up there a lot. And obviously deer and larger animals are definitely a concern for them. This truck will fit right into their fleet. The rest of their trucks in their fleet have herd bumpers, and yeah, it'll work well for them.
Do you have any nicknames for herd bumpers? We did a whole segment on this one time.
No.
For all the different nicknames for them.
There is a gazillion different names.
Oh, geez.
There's deer dashers, moose mashers.
Okay.
There's.
I would say it would work.
What was some other good ones?
The one that always stuck out to me was Moose Masher.
The moose masher.
That was the one I liked.
That's the guys up in the. They're way up in the northwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a lot more moose than we do. All right. Anyway, moving on. So back here on the back, I've noticed we got a ton of clear space on the frame, and that's very intentional, right?
Yeah, it is. So this truck's getting fitted with a 40-ton NRC slider.
Okay.
Our salesman, Justin from Fitzgerald Peterbilt, does an excellent job of getting us the specs that we need to have clear frame for the body to sit down over the frame.
Yep.
And then
he's been specializing a lot in that lately. So just because tow trucks are kind of new to us, and so we've been making sure that we have one specific guy who's learning about all this stuff, because we didn't want our entire sales team trying to order trucks like this.
yeah,
That would have been a absolute nightmare.
it can go sideways quick if the chassis comes in wrong, but we've been doing great.
All right, and so you have to have all this clear space, because what you guys do at Knowles is you specialize in finishing it from here. So you get a truck like this, and then whenever it leaves your yard, it's going to have the huge body on it, right?
Yep, it'll be ready to go, ready to tow some trucks when it leaves our place.
Heck yeah. All right, so we got clear frame. Back here in the back, which is double frame, by the way. We forgot to mention that. Another part of the super heavy chassis spec. But back here in the back, I think this is the first time we've ever had this on the show. This is a 52,000 pound?
Correct. 52,000 pound rears on 52,000 pound new way suspension.
Which is heavy. That's a lot. So break that down for me. Do you need 52,000 because of the weight of the bed, or is it because of the additional weight once the wrecker's fully loaded?
Yeah, so it's the additional weight once we're loaded, because when a tow truck hooks up to whatever it's towing, it's picking the front axle up, which that weight then transfers onto the drive axles of the tow truck.
And I've heard a rumor that that's one of the reasons why they're so long, is because it helps get the front end way out there and provides more leverage for that.
Yeah, a good example that's easy to comprehend is a tow truck's like a seesaw. If you have the big kit on the back, the front end comes up.
Yep.
Whereas if you have the big kit on the tow truck side, it's able to pick up what you're towing.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's more about where the actual pivot point of the arm is mounted.
That goes into it, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But the more you have in front of where you're picking, the better this guy's going to do on the seesaw than the guy back there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you need weight on that front axle to steer it, right?
Got to be able to steer.
All right,
That's helpful.
All right, so let's go back up to the front, because there's a lot of customization done to this truck. Is this something that you guys just wanted to try out, or was this a customer-specific request?
So the customer came to us with a list of specific needs and wants. Visors, exhaust, that kind of stuff is something we do all the time in our shop. Not a big deal. But when he got into wanting the custom stitching in the interiors, the custom def box, we definitely realized we needed a little bit of outside help on this project. So our Peterbilt salesman hooked us up with SemiCasual, and we kind of gave him a list of what we were looking for, and it turned out better than we thought.
Heck yeah. All right. So now tell me a little bit about your business. We've talked about the truck. I know what you guys are doing. You're putting a wrecker bed on it, or a tow truck bed on it.
Correct. Yep.
Tow truck.
Yep.
Tow truck bed. So whenever you guys get to your shop, where's your shop located at?
So we're in Cochranville, Pennsylvania. My grandfather started out as a small gas station in 1958. That led to tow trucks, led to us becoming an NRC dealer. Now in our shop, we install heavy wreckers, rotators, and rollbacks. And then we run a fleet of tow trucks, landalls, lowboys, spill cleanup. We do a little bit of everything.
So was you in running your own tow trucks before you got into installing beds, or was it the opposite?
Correct. Yeah. Yep. We've had tow trucks since the 50s. And then in 2009, we became a dealer for NRC and have been building them as a dealer since then. My dad actually built our first 2 hydraulic heavy-duty tow trucks before we were a dealer for NRC. And then that led to us becoming a dealer for NRC.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So this truck's going to be, what do you think the timeline on this truck being completed is? How long once the truck leaves here, how long does it take for you guys to complete it?
So the body should be done in about 2 weeks at NRC. It'll get transported from NRC via a drop deck down to our shop, at which point our guys will fit it onto the chassis. Roughly about a 2 to 3 week build time once we have the body till it's ready to roll out the door and hit the road.
All right. Heck yeah. So once you guys are done, can me and Brian come up and take a look at this thing and just see the whole?
Absolutely.
I want to see it when it's all said and done.
Might as well come up and take it for a spin, hook some trucks up to it or something.
I don't know about that. I'm going to leave that one to Brian because he used to do that.
There we go.
Not this big.
I've never drove one this big. I drove some rollbacks and some snatch trucks or whatever, but I'm down.
Let's do it.
Fun.
Yeah,
I drove a little rollback like 3 weeks ago, but I was hauling a Polaris Razor. It doesn't count.
It's the same concept.
Yeah, just put it on and strap it down.
Yeah.
Right? All right. Well, thank you for coming and being on the channel with us. It's always fun when we can get the actual, the customer to talk about their business, their truck. Guys, Null's Wrecker Service out of Pennsylvania. Where at in Pennsylvania?
Cochranville, right outside of Lancaster.
Okay, so
we're with the
Cochranville.
Amish.
And if someone wanted to look you guys up on the internet or on social media, where would they go?
If you would just look up Null Sales, you'll find us. We're on all the socials. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, there it is. All right, guys, that's it for this video. We hope you liked everything you saw, and I hope you're excited to see what this truck looks like when it's fully completed.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to see you guys drive it.
You say that now.
I'm not going to drive it. I'm not excited about seeing Brian drive it either.
I'm going to do great.
We'll make the best of it.
So, anyway.
Do all the things, like, subscribe, follow us on all our stuff.
Exactly. You have to like, subscribe, follow us on all of our social medias. It's been a while.
At SemiCasual Show. And follow all these guys on their social medias. We're going to put all the description stuff for them down here so you can find them if you're interested in it. And you got to do all those things because, well, in a couple of weeks, these guys are going to get this record knocked out. Tow truck.
Tow truck.
There we go.
Tow truck.
And then hopefully it'll be warm by then, right?
Well, we might still have snow in Pennsylvania. You just never know. Depends
You
what
may
the
not
groundhog
see
said.
this truck finished on the channel.
It might be summertime, but anyway, we're running up there. We're gonna do a whole review and maybe tow some things with it and see their facility and this truck finished.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Guys, until next time, see you around.
Later.